Well, sometimes you go with your head, sometimes you go with your heart, I think, and that was the second decision was probably going with my heart. I felt like we were going to get it. I felt like we could get it, and I thought we could really put the nail in the coffin. 24 is better, or 25 is better than 22. But what would it have been then? 29 is better than 25. So, sometimes a little more. How much is enough? Just a little bit more.
Were you doubting yourself at all when they were driving down and got back to the 14-yard line?
Yeah, I doubted myself as soon as we didn't get it. First of all, just a congratulations to our team again and our coaches. This will be the last time that we look back. We had a corrections practice here at 3 o'clock, and we watched the tape, and that'll be it. We move on from there, and hopefully we can improve from what we saw. As far as the injuries, Jimmy's the one guy that had an injury that was something that was a little more serious. He's in a boot. He's on crutches. He had an MRI. He does have a high ankle sprain. So that's going to be a few weeks, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. Hopefully he's a quick healer. But that was a tough one. Hey, first kickoff, he runs down there, he's fighting like crazy, and gets caught up in a pile. It's a good point. Lee opened up a couple crossing routes for us where he takes the top off the coverage, and if they don't run with him, Joe's going to throw it to him. And he cleared out some of those deep crossing routes that you saw. Dennis Pitta's one comes to mind right away, going down into the red zone. So I think he had that kind of an impact. And, also, and people don't think this is a big deal, but we do. He had some big blocks for us downfield on some of those runs. So he played well. He was a factor, no doubt. Vontae's blocking did stand out. Yeah, he did what he does, and we threw him a couple balls in there. The one he batted down on purpose, just for the record. He and I agreed that would be our story. But he did make a nice catch on the goal line, just came up a little short. But, yeah, he's an all-around player. Joe's his own biggest critic, and he and I will come in and watch the tape tomorrow together, and they'll be the thing. All the things he'll be talking about are the things he thinks he should do better. I did see, if you compare the other Pittsburgh games, I think we can all agree the protection was different. The protection was, Joe had more time. He could sit in there and he went through his read progression. When you go through your read progression all the way across from 1 to 5, and you find 5, and 5 makes a little move and runs away, and you hit him for a touchdown pass, that's a credit to the offensive line. So Joe's had an opportunity to do that in this game. I thought our 2 tackles played really well. We did a good job, better than we've ever done, of picking up all the cross dogs inside. And Joe did a nice job of getting the protection moved to where the blitzes were coming from. So Matt played really well, and he did it. He held up against one of the best nose guards in football, and we're running the stretch zone scheme, and Matt's, for the most part, neutralizing Casey. Casey made a couple really nice plays in there too. That was a real battle inside. We talk about the yards, and we did gain some yards, but that was a real battle inside. It was really physical. They are very physical up front. And we were watching a few clips in here today with the team, and some of the DBs don't usually get a chance to watch what goes on inside there. And they were just like, oh my gosh, is that allowed, what goes on in there? It's just it's trench warfare, so to speak, in football terms, and it's a tough battle.
John, how much do the injuries to Jimmy and Chris impact the depth that you had built at cornerback during the preseason? Well,
it did. I mean, it was during the game. At one point in time, we only had 2. Kerry cramped up, so we had to run Haruki in, and he jumped into the nickel there. The other 2 guys played outside, so that's, having that kind of versatility. I think that's really a credit to our players and to our coaches. Most of those guys in the back end can play every position. The younger guys are still learning how to do that, but when you've got guys that can play inside and outside, high or low as safeties, that kind of versatility is huge in a game like that when you start losing guys. It seems like you lose guys at the same position at times in games. And those guys that step up and do what they did was pretty important. We expect to get better. I mean, that's the plan. We're only going to get better. We got the kind of guys in the room that are going to do nothing but get better. That's what we have to do. If I was going to be surprised, then I would have had to have an expectation or said, hey, this is what I think we're going to be, and I didn't know. I don't think you ever know how you're going to go out and play in the first game, especially with all the things that you're talking about. We talked to our guys. We expected to win the game. We thought we had a chance to play really well. But you never know until you go do it. So that's what you're proud of as a coach. When they prepare the way they prepared, and then to go out and take it to the field on Sunday in that kind of a setting, that's a very rewarding thing, for coaches and for players. But the challenge now is to build on it and improve, and that's what you have to do because everybody else is going to improve. Pittsburgh Steelers are a very good football team, right? We all agree with that. They're going to be there at the end when it counts. They're going to get better every week, and we got to make sure we do our part, and that goes for every other team on our schedule too. We have to continue to get better.